Hello and welcome to the Sporting Tribune today. I got my guys with me. I got John Browner, Josh Tariff, David Bloom. We're on X live streaming. We're on all audio platforms the next day on all your favorites, Spotify, Apple Pods. We're on YouTube the next day if you guys want to find us. But right now we are live and we have a lot of things to talk about. But I want to go around the horn because I want to see how everyone's doing. John, you first. What's going on, man? I know we just talked last night about a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight, but we got a few more guests. But John, what's going on?
What we talked about last night in comparison to tonight. Tonight's in concrete. It's concreted now. These things have been made public. They are actually happening as opposed to being thoughts. And I got to tell you, man, coming to today, after what we talked about last night, I think almost everybody's in play now. It feels like the NBA is having an offseason arms race to balance out who's going to do what and where. Because I'm seeing now Kawhi back to Toronto or back to San Antonio. This LaMelo thing has really, I kind of just thrown the dice on the table for a lot of teams. I don't hate it. It's hard for me to see it. If you watch LaMelo highlights, him and Anthony Edwards don't feel like a buddy cop movie in the backcourt to me. They just don't. Like, I watched a highlight last night because I love LaMelo, but sometimes I have to refresh myself on what I like about him. And I watched a highlight of him just cross somebody up at the top of the key, run into the paint, get to the dotted line, full turn. It was against DeAndre Ayton. Full turn backwards, ran back behind the three-point line, and shot a one-legged three. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't know if this is going to fly with Anthony Edwards. So I like the trade. I just need to see it.
Josh, your thoughts on the LaMelo Ball trade to the Minnesota Timberwolves? It all came together pretty quickly. Oh boy,
it really did. And this goes back. And, you know, we have a little group text that we're all a part of. And when the Julius Randle trade happened, I sent you guys the Brian Windhorst meme because I'm like, something's going on with Minnesota. Because why would they just dump this cap space? And this is apparently what it was. And I got to tell you, you know, to John's point, if big names in trades in the NBA offseason is your drug, you have OD'd this week. Because it has just been bananas. And it doesn't seem like it's done yet. The rumors about Kawhi, the rumors about Jaylen Brown, they're still running amok. And we'll break down everything with Minnesota. My biggest head scratcher is Charlotte with this, though, because this past season was their second best season of the century. Literally. And then they traded their best player. So it's like, okay, you were finally becoming exciting, building momentum with the core that you were developing. And now we just completely threw a wrench in it because I don't know if they're aware of this, but Naz Reid does not play the same position as LaMelo Ball. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Minnesota's aware of it, but their fans are not going to love LaMelo Ball as much as they love Naz Reid. So it's just like the what was it? The Giannis trade. Okay, we can definitely talk clear winners or losers. This is why this team did it. This is why that team did it. This one is just like, why? Why on both sides?
Now, Josh, I do think it was a Minnesota move that I wouldn't say had to be made, but they did need guard help. And David, it's good to see you again.
Good to be back.
I don't know if this was the splash move that I was expecting for Minnesota, but hey, it's a splash move in a desperate time for Minnesota when they really can't get over the Western Conference Finals hump. And obviously they lost in the second round last year, but they can't get over that little hump. What do you think about this trade?
It's a lot of draft capital. It's a lot of picks. And of course, you know, you trade picks in this league, but I believe that the Timberwolves sunk their own ship 2 times when they traded for Rudy Gobert giving up way too much for a guy like that. And then they traded Karl Anthony Towns, who just won an NBA championship. And now they're begging to salary dump Julius Randle, and their big move is let's bring on LaMelo Ball. And I get it, right? With Charlotte, clearly they didn't buy their own hype. Clearly they saw what happened and they said, this was more of a fluke than anything. We want to run this back with our younger guys and not LaMelo Ball, who isn't a young guy anymore. And Minnesota at this point is just trying whatever they can. They're trying. They see themselves as close enough, and they'll win basketball games. Jaden McDaniels has been a wonderful surprise. Ant panned out as more than you could ever want him to, but they're just trying whatever. Maybe this combination will work. Maybe Julius Randle will work. No, okay, maybe LaMelo will work. Okay, maybe Naz Reid's our guy. Maybe he's more to trade for. It becomes trial and error, and I don't think, like we've said, talked about that this is the buddy cop movie of the century. They're not the best backcourt pairing. They're fine. They kind of play the same way, but they're both bigger guards. LaMelo can pass the ball. They can both shoot the ball very well. They can both carry a team. They can get hot really well, but together with the next best player being the money they gave Ayo Dosunmu, Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, who can be exposed in the blink of an eye in a playoff series. I think that they had a good thing going, home growing their talent with Anthony Edwards, with Karl Anthony Towns, even with Naz Reid, and then have turned to the status quo of the NBA, which is buy everything. And they're not the New York Knicks. The Knicks did it. They bought their team.
Let me push back. Let me push back on something that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think that they let Karl Anthony Towns go because it just balloon.
they love trading Karl Anthony Towns.
Right. They love giving because it didn't work. And this is why I will applaud Minnesota, not Glenn Taylor, but Minnesota. When they recognize something doesn't work, they don't hold on to their assets, they move them. They saw Karl Anthony Towns didn't work, so they moved him. They saw Julius Randle wasn't going to work, so they moved him. They bring in LaMelo Ball. Again, I don't know if it's going to work, but this is the first time LaMelo Ball hasn't been the best player on the team since he was probably like 15 when he played with his brother Lonzo back at Chino Hills. So I don't necessarily know if this is a bad thing for LaMelo Ball. I don't know if LaMelo Ball can play in structure, because if he does, he might turn into Magic Johnson. LaMelo Ball is a very good NBA basketball player, but he's silly as hell. And so it's just a matter of, can you get all that talent? Can you get all those moves, the three-point shooting, the ball handling, the speed that he plays with? The computer he has up here is lightning fast. But can you get him around people who understand how fast he's moving? Charlotte did in the last season, which raised his value as high as it can get. And I think that's why they traded him, because he's been there since the beginning, and he's a headache. Whether he's driving outside the stadium or whether he's driving in the basket in the stadium.
Either way. And they got what they could get for him, and they got to me, a good haul for him. I don't know how those Minnesota picks are really going to convey.
Yeah, it's second round picks. Those pick swaps are irrelevant because they're not going to need to swap them.
Yeah. You're right.
They're not. I do also love, and I understand David's point with this when he's saying, they're trying to, crop young talent. LaMelo's 24, but he's been in the league for 6 years, so he doesn't feel young.
Feel young.
No, it's just funny because it's like, oh, that's an accurate.
He's the same age as Ant.
Right? I'm right and I'm wrong. I'm right because he's been in the league forever. But at the same time, I mean, look, the Warriors just drafted somebody that's
24.
Yes,
24.
Exactly. But now, yeah, you're right. But Grant, you brought up the key element in this just now, Ant.
Yes.
Because I am seeing this move that they did, and I'm feeling that this is very reminiscent of when the Bucks brought Damian Lillard to help pair with Giannis.
I'm gonna let you finish. But I'm gonna let you finish because I want to hear what you have to say.
John, I'm with you here.
And what I'm saying is, they've been trying to build up and get over that hump in the conference finals. And obviously, they couldn't do it with Cat. They traded him, built up other pieces. It didn't work. They moved Randall, they moved Nas, and now you have another all-star at guard to pair up with Ant. They are still, at best, the third best team in the West. And there's a very fine argument that you can make that they are number 3. They're neck and neck with Denver, in my opinion, right now on paper.
Okay.
If they don't get to the finals, or at least put up a big fight to get to the finals, Ant might have had it at this point, because it's just like they're trying everything they could do. And he's like, well, nothing seems to be working here. So what would stop Anthony Edwards? Because, again, we just talked at the top of the show. No one's safe. Everyone wants out. If Ant and the Timberwolves don't make the finals in 2027, he's going to request to get out of there.
I was just going to say that. John, go ahead.
Here's why I think this is different from Milwaukee. Giannis had won the title already, and they had squeezed every ounce out of that Milwaukee Buck orange that they could. Because after that, what happened to Chris Middleton? Never heard of him again.
Yeah,
like that's true. Never heard of him again.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Wizards.
The Lopez brother. Where the hell he at? Somewhere on the Clippers collecting
He's on
checks.
the Clippers.
Starting center for the Los Angeles Clippers.
You mean Splash Mountain Brooke Lopez?
That doesn't say a lot.
He dunked on somebody one time this season.
Into a dome legend.
My point being, when in their attempt to retool was because they had failed at naturally rebuilding the roster around Giannis, and the trade for Dame, I didn't really feel like that was in desperation at the time, because I thought that balanced more than this current trade balances. You had a point guard and you had a big. Traditionally, that's the way it's supposed to look, but they never developed any chemistry because Giannis can't set a pick and roll. He can't screen. Don't let his size fool you. And this is why he had problems playing with Dame, and it just didn't work out. This, again, I don't know how it's going to look, but I know LaMelo Ball is talented. I know Ant is talented. I know Jaden McDaniels is talented. I know Rudy Gobert can still protect the basket, and I know Ayo Dosunmu can defend. So the idea of them bringing this together, this seems more of like a defensive team build than it is an offensive team build. Because if you look at what they can do now defensively, all 4 of their guys, with the exception of Rudy, can pass, dribble, and shoot. You need Rudy to pick and roll to the basket. Everybody else outside of that can shoot threes. There's probably 2 other guys more lethal off of pick and roll than LaMelo Ball. And so I just think people's hesitation to the trade is because he's just not a serious person. And because you've never seen him be a serious person, there's a lot of hesitation for people to flock to this trade like, oh, this is a good idea. Because when Dame got traded to Milwaukee, everybody was like, oh, this is a championship favorite because Dame's a serious person. But LaMelo has as much talent as Dame. He's just not viewed with the same amount of respect.
And I think,
Go ahead,
we have to understand that they're not done making moves either. There's a reason they created that big ass trade exception that they had.
But Charlotte created that.
Well, no, they did too. But Minnesota. Yeah. But again, it allowed Minnesota to do something like this.
Yeah.
And when they traded Julius Randle, they created that massive trade exception too. And now I think it's going to be a 3-team deal or something like that. They're trying to they're expanding the deal to make sure that all the money works and everything. But Minnesota's not done. I really feel like Minnesota's in the market for a 4 again. Again, you just traded Naz Reid. You could have just held on to Naz Reid.
Held on to him.
But again, the Hornets probably wanted that type of player, and you need to go get. You need to give away those players to go get a LaMelo Ball. And so, the reason I say that is because looking at their roster, here's the thing about their roster. I actually like some of their young players. Like, I like Terrence Shannon Jr. He actually played really well against the Spurs.
Dante DiVincenzo, but I think he got torn ACL.
Yeah, DiVincenzo's going to be out for the year, most of the year, with that torn Achilles. Josh Green was sent over, who is an okay rotation player.
Okay.
Joan Berenger, I don't know if you guys know who Joan Berenger is.
I do not.
He is
Is she a singer?
It sounds like a French singer. He is French, though. And he is a very long, very lanky type of power forward / backup center that they are really high on. I remember, I don't know if it was Tim Connolly or one of their front office members or maybe Chris Finch, when he was listing off their core that they're like moving on with, he listed Baron J in there with like Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards and like so in Io. It was like, whoa, like you think that highly of this guy? So I think they're just banking on their young guys that they've stashed over the past few years to make another leap.
I think Isaiah Evans is going to be very big on this roster.
I agree
think
with
he
you.
will be. I think he's going to be a sneaky second round pick because what he's already the position and the role he played at Duke can literally roll right into the role he can play in the NBA. 3-and-D. He's kind of like Jaden McDaniels, but he's not as good defensively. And so they basically cloned him and made a better 3-point shooter and brought him onto the team as a bench player. It's a tool hit, so he can learn from Jaden McDaniels. I like this roster. I really do like this roster. I don't think there's another move coming. And it's funny that you say that because of the trade exception, and there's still some moves for them to make. But I think Jaden McDaniels at the 4 because the rest of the NBA look around at the 4 position. Who you scared of at the 4 position? Look at what San Antonio did with Champagnie at the 4.
True.
Like
Chet was like kind of a 4 next to Isaiah Hartenstein at times, and they were like,
ain't nobody scared of Chet no more.
Around and
ain't nobody scared of Chet no more. Like, come on now. But that's what I'm saying. Aaron Gordon is a 4.
yes,
Jaden McDaniels can guard him. Ayo Dosunmu can guard him. Like this, the 4 position. Like, who's the Lakers for? LeBron? Too old.
yeah.
Like Draymond Green, too old. Like, look around the league. Look
John
at the
Collins.
4s around the league, whether it's Danny Avdia or Jeremy Grant. Then wing players. The 4 position is no longer what we grew up. Well, I grew up. Not age y'all, but I grew up.
We have a good 4 player. We have a good at the 4.
Yeah,
We're
but
good at the 4.
Paolo Banchero's an everything player. Though.
I know.
He's your star.
Yeah, like he's a star.
So I wouldn't necessarily put him as a traditional power forward because he spends a lot of time with the ball in his hands. So if you look around the league, Washington, who's the kid who's now in trade rumors for
Anthony Davis?
The Hornets. No, the Hornets.
Oh, Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges.
Oh,
the guy, like that's the traditional 4 now in the NBA. And if you're asking me, with Rudy Gay,
look at the Knicks too.
With Rudy Gobert, that person can make up on the back line when you're pressuring everybody else on defense, similar to what the San Antonio Spurs did. So that's why I like the roster. Again, I just need to see the backcourt together.
Yeah, I think go ahead, David. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that what we touched on earlier, it's a ticking time bomb when it comes to Anthony Edwards.
I don't believe that.
I don't think that he's going to want to sit around and try again and again and again and again. And we're trying to build a championship team around you. Look, we did this move and Cat wasn't working. So we brought in Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. And, that's not working. So we're paying Ayo Dosunmu. And now we brought in LaMelo Ball. I think that there is a genuine possibility this could be Ant's last season in Minnesota if they don't go to the Western Conference Finals. Because
I'm hearing an echo. I love it. I love this. I'm hearing the echo. It's beautiful.
I don't see Ant putting up with this at a certain point. He has played his tail off for a team that is underperformed and overperformed and underperformed again. And they have this peak that they hit all the time where they're not getting better than San Antonio. They're not getting better than Oklahoma City. They're contending with Denver, and I think a healthy Denver with a runway is better than them. I love LaMelo as a player, but you also have to keep in mind, what is it like in the NBA, right? This isn't baseball. This isn't Shohei going from the Angels to the Dodgers and winning 2 straight. What is it like in the NBA when you have a player that has never played for a competitive team? A team that a few years ago in the Hornets were just like, we're just kind of going out there, whatever. Now, in a situation where it's, we got to win. You're here so we can win. I am the biggest LaMelo fan for the longest time, but that is such a role to play where it's come elevate us, even though you've never played competitive NBA basketball ever. And you've kind of just been allowed to do whatever you want since you were 15. Now it's fit into our system, fill our role, do the little things that you need to do to win a championship. And I just don't think that they have it in time for Ant to say, all right, I believe in this. I want to stay now.
Yeah, I just need to see it. I need to see LaMelo make winning plays. I need to see him put forth way more effort on defense. I need to see that high IQ because, listen, there's no doubt about LaMelo Ball's offensive ability. The fact that, like John said, he's awesome in the pick and roll. He can shoot the lights out of the basketball. He's a walking highlight reel. But walking highlight reels don't win championships. You know what wins championships is structure and physicality and the right mindsets, right? Look at I have to keep going back to history and look at the past 5 championship winners. You know, Rob Dillingham hasn't made it in the league for a reason. He was a walking highlight coming into the draft.
Oh, come on. No, come on. Don't do that.
We can talk all day about guys in the draft who are just highlight
don't do what?
players.
Don't do what? I'm talking that. Listen, I'm just saying microwave bucket getters as your number 1 or number 2 option don't work. Now, you can have a Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Look, Jamal Crawford never won a title, but again, he filled a role off the bench. Those types of scores, those types of players where it's, I am going to be really flashy. We're going to win 50-plus games in the regular season, but when things shrink down in the playoffs and teams get more physical, rotations get tighter, you play 8 guys instead of 10, you play 6 instead of 10, and the best guys are on the floor at all times, swarming you, game planning for you. How does LaMelo Ball respond? I haven't seen it yet, and they're going to expect LaMelo Ball to be thrust into the situation where it's win now. It's basically finals or bust because they've gotten to the conference finals twice. They've gotten to the second round. Now it's time for them to get over that hump, and he's going to be the type of guy to expect to be doing that.
And with it is to be better than either an Oklahoma City or a San Antonio,
are they,
or beat one of them in the semifinals?
John, and Josh, are they better?
They are not better than one of them yet. The key thing they're trying to see is Jaden McDaniels. We all talked about it in the playoffs. He turned into a superstar. They want to see if he can do it 82 games. AO, they just paid him. Now they want to make sure that you can play like you've just been paid all season. So we haven't seen it yet. But right now, if you ask me today, no, they're at best the 3rd best team, which means they won't get to the conference finals.
John?
What if I told you they were?
They were better?
Hear me out. No, that they're better now. What if I told you that
I think you're crazy.
Going forward?
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you.
And I would hear you out. What if I told you going forward they would be better than San Antonio? Because LaMelo Ball is that good. And what makes you think, whomever disbelieves that, what makes you think he hasn't wanted this opportunity for a long time? Mm-hmm. What makes you think that he hasn't been waiting for someone to come along on his team better than him so he doesn't have to carry that? He can be the second guy. He can be the guy, okay, now you need a rest. You need to take a breather a couple plays. I'm finna go off. What if he likes not being the guy that you have to double team on a scouting report? Now you can't double team Anthony Edwards because the second you do, he can shoot the ball from a range.
I agree there.
You probably even should be out there guarding that person.
Yeah.
So this is why I keep saying I need to see it.
Right.
I need to see it.
The concept. I need to see the concept. I need to see it in action before I believe in it, but I like it.
And I need to see it in the postseason. I need to see postseason basketball here because in the regular season, they'll put up the numbers. They'll be great. But when you get to the postseason, we got to see it.
I agree. We're going to end segment. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back here on the Sporting Tribune today. All right, welcome back to the Sporting Tribune today. We are live streaming here on X. We're on all audio platforms. I still got my guys with me. We're going to continue this conversation about the NBA, about the draft, about the offseason, I got John's thoughts. David, Josh, we've been talking about the Clippers' 5th pick for 3 months now. And John, listen, John finally got his wish. He got his guy. Oh, no, that's right. The Clippers.
What are you doing?
The Clippers got Keaton Wagler, and I wanted to see, Josh, your thoughts, and David, your thoughts on the Clippers going against the grain and taking Keaton Wagler. In a lot of people's eyes, again, in their eyes, they felt like it's the home run pick, but in a lot of people's eyes, it's like, why'd you pass on this guy? Why'd you pass on this guy? So, Josh, the floor is yours.
Yeah, they made a mistake.
Oh,
they made an absolute mistake.
That's simple.
Acuff was the guy. He realized at that point, we've been ad nauseum, like you said, for weeks on the show, on Twitter, in our group text. We're just like, it's Acuff or Caleb Wilson if he falls to 5. And Caleb Wilson didn't fall to 5. Therefore, who was the best player at number 5? It was Acuff. And I know John and I over the last week, we mentioned this sometime on the show. When you're picking that early in the draft, it's the best player. It doesn't matter the fit. So I think it was a big mistake on them to just try to find someone who they think could play well alongside Garland, as opposed to, here's a guy. And then Brooklyn is just as, if not more guilty, picking 6 and skipping over him too. Because I really felt Sacramento, and I don't know if I've ever used the words Sacramento and winners in the same sentence before, but I feel like Sacramento was arguably the biggest winner of the draft because Acuff fell to them at 7. So I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he fits well with the Clippers. Acuff was the right choice, and they didn't do it.
David, thoughts on Keaton Wagler being the next Clippers star in their eyes?
We know this. This isn't new information. This isn't some wild story that, oh my God, turns out Acuff's better. We all know this, and we've been saying this just months and months and months. The pick is Acuff. Acuff's better. Acuff's better. What Brooklyn's doing? I have
madness.
What they're doing.
Not a lot of Michael Brown Jr. fans on this panel.
Look.
He's a 19-year-old kid with a bad back. What are we talking about?
Look, we can talk all day about the Nets, but when it comes to Wagler and the 5th pick, it's like, but guys, but the fit with Darius Garland and Kawhi said that he likes players like this, and it's Wagler's a strong college player. He's deserving of a top 7 pick. But look, we can go on all day about why they should have drafted Acuff. He's the better player. He's unbelievable. It's obvious. But then, right, here's my biggest problem as a fan that always tries to look for the positive in a organization that gives me little chance to do so. This is what I would have wanted. If there was just no way Acuff was going to get picked, if they were going to make the mistake, if what happened was going to happen, you go out to the media and you say, Acuff's our pick. This is who we want. At 5, we're going Acuff. And now Sacramento, who's saying, oh, we really, really want Acuff, is starting to freak out a little bit. They're like, oh man, okay, we thought they were maybe going to go fit. Now we know they're going Acuff. It's going to fall a little bit. What do we do? No, we stay put. Well, maybe. And then you're LA. You go to them and say, we know you guys like Acuff, but he's our guy. However, if we get the right chance, we will listen to a trade down. And then Sacramento says, we got to get Acuff. We can't pass up this opportunity. We're never going to have a player like this ever again. And they trade up. And all of a sudden, the Clippers end up with the same guy they got in the draft. And on top of that, more capital. But instead of doing any of that and playing the psychological game of draft, just took the guy.
And I think Sacramento would have done it too. They would have got cold
Absolutely.
feet. They're the type of
Sacramento.
organization
Of course they would have done it. It's the Sacramento Kings. They would have done think of something stupid and they would have done it. It's the fact that they just got complacent and sure, hooray, the 5th pick conveyed. What a luck of the draw for the Clippers. But at the same time, I don't care about fit. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 years. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know what's going to happen. Why in the world are you looking for a player that will be the best fit and you like his character and he went against Kingston Flemings and he beat him? Of course he did. It's
John
about
hates
time.
that one.
Look, if I ever
People
have to
ate that
speak
up,
the name
though.
Jerome Robinson ever again, strike me down. But
Don't come on. He's not gonna like. All right,
he's not gonna be Jerome Robinson. But MPJ was
okay.
right there.
Hold on. Can I say something, Josh? I'll ask you first, actually, because I asked John this last night. Why are you like? What is it about Keaton Wagler that you guys are so out on? And Josh, I'll start with you. Like, what does he not have that you're like, oh my god, like this guy? Why him? I need to know why.
In a word, dog.
Dog.
He doesn't have the dog in him.
He doesn't.
I don't think so. Acuff's got dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the swagger. He's got the confidence. He's got the leadership. Wagler, I'm sure, is going to be a nice player, but he's not going to be nice enough on what the number 5 pick in the NBA draft should be. And David, there was one thing that David just said that I really wanted to echo with it, because he mentioned how Kawhi said that he feels that this is going to be such a great pick. Why would we be listening to someone who has a max of 82 more games in a Clipper uniform?
What is that, like 10 seasons?
Wait. So does that mean that he's going to play 65 and then 17 in the playoffs? I'd take it.
No. It's going to be 20. It's going to be 20, and then 20, and then 20.
So they re-sign him. So he's going to be extended.
He's going to be extended 20, 20, 20, 20, and then a play-in loss.
A game a season.
He played 65 last year. That's more than Luka Doncic.
But the point is, why are we looking for fit with the 5th pick in the draft?
Exactly.
Because, and I'll tell you why. I tried to tell you guys this, and I tried to tell you guys this for weeks. They love Darius Garland as one of their franchise cornerstones. And I'm not saying, listen, when I say franchise cornerstones, when I say franchise cornerstone, I don't mean like, okay, he's going to be the number 1 guy on a championship team to lead them to a champion. He's going to be like a Jalen Brunson for them. They truly believe when they traded for Darius Garland, when they got him for James Harden, it was like, oh my God, we're getting a guy 10 years younger that is a multiple-time All-Star that we can maybe build around because we know that he's done it he led I wouldn't say he led, but he was part of a Cavs team that was a 1 I'm just telling you their philosophy, right?
A loaded Cavs team.
Right, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. But he was also a two-time All-Star, and I understand, like, oh, what does an All-Star mean? He was a 2-time All-Star, and that carries weight across the league. The Clippers truly wanted to see at least 1 full season of Darius Garland being the guy. They didn't trade for him just to send him away again. And
well, why can't you have a small 2 guard then? And if he doesn't work, then you move him Acuff to the 1.
Because 2 small backcourt guards just don't work to me. It just doesn't.
Can I?
Like if you drafted Darius Acuff and Darius Garland together, is this where
we're going?
Listen, I've been screaming
about
this for like months, and listen. There's no doubt in my mind that Darius Acuff Jr. is going to be fantastic offensively. He is going to be a 25-point, maybe more per game scorer in his career multiple times. Okay. He's also stuck in Sacramento, so I feel for him, just like John did.
R.I.P.
But he is a tremendous offensive talent. But the Kings don't have anything else. They have Russell Westbrook, so they can just say, "Here, Darius, go do what you do." The Clippers are not in the same situation as the Kings. I hope we all understand that.
Why not?
Are you kidding me, John?
Oh,
are you kidding me? Seriously?
John. What do you mean?
You think the Sacramento Kings?
I love it when mom and dad fight.
You think the Sacramento Kings are in the same position as the Clippers?
Okay, let me say this: the idea that this current construction of this roster is built around a guy with a chronic toe injury.
We don't know if it's chronic. You keep saying chronic. We don't know.
John loves the area
because it keeps happening. But okay, let's just say he got a toe. Let's just say he got a toe. Okay, let's say he got a toe, and your main guy got 2 knees. Okay. Yeah.
Well, most people have two knees.
He was.
Yeah. Last time I checked, I too have two knees.
When I say
working.
a toe and two knees, I mean a bad toe and two bad knees. When I look at this roster, and I try to project where this is going, we keep having these conversations with the best outcome in mind, as opposed to looking at the statistical outcome that has been the average of your two cornerstone players. I don't know anybody as high on Darius Garland as Loris Frank. I don't. I can't find them. Clearly they're not in Cleveland because they gave him up. So this idea that he is something and that they found a gem kind of feels like they're trying to, again, make up for being burned by SGA. This constantly feels like they're trying to make up for being burned by now them finding a diamond in the rough. Because, this guy may have this toe thing, but we think it's okay because our doctors told it was okay. Just like we told ourselves that this kid was the best pick because we put him against a 6'1", 190-pound guy in one-on-one workout.
All right, hold on a minute. Kingston Flemings was one of the best guard defenders in college basketball last year. So I will give him that. I understand what you mean, though. But
you put him against a 6'6" guy who has been playing against bigger guys all season. Like, I hope that this works out because I like him as a kid. And between 5 and 8 or 9, really, those were all good players who I think deserve to be taken somewhere in that range. Mm-hmm. I just like Acuff better because I think for what the Clippers need going forward is a bona fide superstar. Darius Garland isn't that. He's not that. And what you have left of Kawhi Leonard is not enough to overcome what Darius Garland isn't.
Can I just... Sorry, John.
No, go ahead.
Can I just say this?
Please.
Okay. How do we know for sure that Darius Acuff Jr. is going to be a bona fide superstar? Like, what proof do we have in the NBA?
For me, I look around at what I saw from him in college.
We've seen that with many prospects that have been busts.
At worst, to me, he's Stephon Marbury. At worst, the basement for me, he's Stephon Marbury. The basement.
Okay, but it's all hearsay. It's all our opinions at this point.
Right.
We know. Like,
it's always where we are.
We have seen Darius Garland be very, very good in the NBA recently. So like, why are we making this assumption that, okay, Acuff's going to be better than Darius Garland as a superstar? Like, why?
What we've seen from Darius Garland, where has it got you? Because
they haven't seen it yet for a full season, John. That's my point.
No one
half
has.
a year.
The best ability is availability.
Sure.
So when it comes playoff time, I don't want to see him in a suit. I don't want to see him in some fancy $800 T-shirt with a chain on. Because that's where you see him
up and down on the sidelines like the Aaron Fox.
That's where you see him. To me,
nice.
If I'm going to be an organization, I'm going to tell you this, my guy. I need to have seen him do it at the highest levels. If not, the prospect is the direction that I'm going in. I'm not drafting when the basketball guys drop a big plate of like gold in your lap with this 5th pick. I'm not taking the best fit.
But we don't know who's going to be good. We haven't seen anybody play any games yet.
You're right, Grant. But here's the thing. But here's the thing with Darius Garland. So with the most success Cleveland had while Darius Garland was there, they had that success when Garland was the 3rd option. Because you had Donovan Mitchell, 24-25 season, when Evan Mobley was Defensive Player of the Year and broke out.
Shouldn't have been, but
he broke out. He broke out. It was Donovan Mitchell 1, and that season was Evan Mobley 2 and Garland 3.
What was Garland's stats without Donovan Mitchell? Can you maybe give me that?
I would have to try to figure that out.
Like before Donovan Mitchell got there, like when it was just Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and I don't even think they had Max Strus, and they had that like first team that like then they got Donovan Mitchell's like, oh, this team's amazing.
Yeah, but the first team that showed some promise.
Yeah, right. So before Donovan Mitchell. This is just a quick thing with ChatGPT.
Sure.
So
Let's
3
verify these
seasons.
stats, but
Yeah, exactly. So take it with a grain of salt. 3 seasons before Donovan Mitchell, 16 points, 2.5 rebounds, 6 assists.
first year, I think.
3 seasons after or with Donovan Mitchell, 19 points, 2.5 rebounds, 7 assists. So a couple more points per game, but aside from that, the numbers.
Did he make an All-Star team without Donovan Mitchell?
Let me see what years he made. He made the All-Star team twice. I know.
Well, I know that. I know one was with Donovan as his guy. And then,
Garland made the All-Star teams in 2022 and 2025.
okay, so in
2022 was the first season with Mitchell.
Okay. 22 and 25. So he made it with a guy next to him that put up pretty good stats.
Put a bigger number than him.
No, two guys next to him. Because again, we're not accounting for Evan Mobley in this. He has been the third person. He's been the third best player on his team when the team got good. So and that's what we're looking at. My point
with that is Garland to me at his ceiling is a fantastic number 2 option.
Oh, right. You're very correct.
The absolute ceiling. But here's the thing. Right now, the way that they're trying to set the Clippers up is they're trying to make Garland the number 1.
Exactly.
And that won't work.
Well, how do we know? Has he been the number 1 option on a team yet? You just said like from 22 to 25, he was the second option.
Grant,
he had multiple seasons to try to be the number 1 option, and they brought in Donovan Mitchell because they let him push.
So here's my.
And how'd that work out?
I don't want to continue.
They
to be
better than they did without him.
No, I would love to continue with this.
To me,
Grant is hot right now. I'm loving this.
I'm not hot. I'm just trying to justify why everyone is so against Darius. Like,
Grant, I'm not against Darius Garland. I'm against him being the top option.
You guys all are. You're like, oh, look at the points per game before and after. Why wouldn't you take Acuff? Like, Garland hasn't proven himself. He's proven himself more than any prospect that we just talked about.
I'm not gonna speak for everybody else. I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm against it because I've seen him play. That's why I'm against it.
You just don't like Darius Garland's play style.
I don't like his play style. I don't like his big toe. Period.
You hate the toe.
All right.
You hate the toe.
Because availability is the number 1 ability. And if you have a guy who's had the same injury 2 years in a row, what makes you think the third year the injury is going to get better? I don't understand. And I get it. You want to support them. And you want to get behind him. I understand that. I want him to be good too. But from what I've seen him play, my observation, the way I look at it, to me, the prospect of what could have been with this other player, to me, has more upside than what I've seen Darius Garland do. Could I be proven wrong? 1,000%.
Sure.
Will I? I absolutely think I won't be.
The thing is, sitting right in the middle of both of these, somebody who is a fan of Darius Garland and agrees that the Clippers should have drafted Acuff.
I can't wait till Acuff busts his ass next year. I can't wait.
He's going to be good. Like I said, I don't think Darius Acuff's bad.
It's just, I
He's
think
awesome.
that you don't know as a team what the next 2 years are going to look like. You could find a deal with Darius Garland that works out in your favor. Kawhi could be moved, this, that. You don't know. Might as well go take the guy who you know will be better. And I like Wagler.
We know?
I think he's a good player. I just,
we know.
Man,
what if Wagler's awesome?
Fine. If Wagler's the next coming of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander mixed with Tyrese Halliburton, we can come back to
What if Mikel Brown Jr., like, I know the back, but like, what if he's good? What if Burries is better than all of them? We don't know.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Of the year. I don't know. Cameron Carr is going to be the best player.
Grant, let me ask you a question. You think AJ DeBonce is going to be good?
Absolutely.
Yes.
How do we know he hasn't played?
Right. We don't. He could be an absolute bust.
But
Darren Peterson could too.
It's based on evaluation.
Sure, but like everyone here is saying, like it's an absolute that Darius Acuff is going to be. Yes, you guys are. You're like, oh, he's best player available. How do we know he's the best player?
Me personally,
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want Wagler to take this doubt and take the fact that he told Clipper Nation his favorite player growing up was Paul George.
That got a lot of groans, by the way.
You see what I'm saying?
And run with that. I want him to be better than Darius Acuff.
There were always signs. If you don't want to see him, you want to drive past him on your way to Piggly Wiggly. That's on you, buddy. That's on you. There were always signs that this was bad. He said out loud, Paul George is my favorite player. What we doing?
What?
There's a lot of young players that have said that.
He was born in 2007. What Paul George was he watching?
Pacers?
All the kids who say Paul George is my favorite player. How they doing?
I don't know. I don't have a list of the players.
They probably all have their own podcast.
Yeah, he quit.
If you said Paul George,
they bullied him into quitting that.
They got.
But okay. Okay,
I love a running list of NBA
I got some games circled on my calendar already. The schedule's even out yet.
Sure, listen, if Darius Acuff beats Keaton Wagler in his rookie year and scores 30 and Wagler scores 18, you're going to be like, well, I told you. What do you mean after one game, two games?
If Wagler averages 18, that would be a tremendous success.
That's a success.
Let me tell you something right now.
Wagler averages like 11.
Because Garland's career.
All right.
If that happens,
Garland's career average is just under 19.
Right.
So if you're saying Wagler is going to come in and match Garland's career average in his rookie year, that would be a huge success for Wagler.
Rookie year,
that would be amazing. Because then he's also, he's not getting the ball as much as Darius. The numbers will be inflated in Sacramento, and we know that.
Exactly.
No, I don't know.
They will, but at the same time,
yes, they will.
Darius Acuff will be the better player, and I can put a ton on that. And as much as I like Wagler, I want him to succeed.
John,
I had my head in my hands when they drafted.
John, go ahead.
I was bummed.
I'm gonna say this right now, okay? Because now we got to throw the gauntlet down. Buddy.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What are we doing?
I'm telling you right now, I'm finna skip a step. I'm telling you, Darius Acuff Jr. gonna be better than Darius Garland next season.
Okay, all right, no.
So, okay, put your coins in the hat. This is what I'm telling you right now, because y'all believe.
Define better. Are we just looking at points per game or looking at overall stats? What are we looking at? Because points per game, I agree with you.
Sure.
But I don't. Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Overall, I don't know, because to your point, he'll take up more shots.
Here, take the ball. Go do what you do. Like you're not in a competitive environment.
You shot a low percentage. We don't care. You're averaging.
All right, hold on. We'll get to a post show. I need to end the radio segment for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the post show. We have a lot more to get to here on the Sporting Tribune today. I got my guy John Browner, Josh Tariff, David Bloom. We'll see you in the next one. Okay. Now,
let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
Now we can cuss too.
Go ahead. And now we're in the post show.
Who got more All-Stars on their team, Sacramento or Los Angeles?
Oh, don't do this. Are you talking about Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan and Sabonis? Seriously?
We on the show. We can't.
That's not anything.
We can't ask questions.
That's a ridiculous. Okay, of course, sure. Russell Westbrook 8 years ago was an All-Star.
I'm not talking about Westbrook. I think he gone. I think they're gonna find some.
Sabonis? Who are you talking about? Sabonis?
DeRozan?
Zach LaVine.
We're talking about Zach LaVine.
John.
Are we talking about Zach LaVine right now?
Better than anybody.
Do you know how bad, John? I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question. With guys that have never contributed, like, there's a reason why Russell Westbrook hasn't won a championship. There's a reason why Zach LaVine has never contributed to winning. There's a reason why Sabonis is probably on his way out, if you want to consider him an all-star. Are you really trying to tell me that the Sacramento Kings, with those guys playing, by the way, were absolutely ass?
The better way, in my opinion, to ask that question would be how many times have these players on their rosters been an all-star while on these teams? And then it's 1-to-1. It's Kawhi versus Sabonis there.
Okay.
That's a great way to reframe their question. Jeez. I'm not going to do that. That's a logical way to
gave you
reframe
an
that
out.
question, baby.
We
I
gave
ain't
you
doing
the
it that
out.
way. Because
I try to bring logic to the show once in a while.
what I'm
Josh, you're
doing
doing a great job.
is this
thank you, David.
I
the
caught
argument
along
that-
with exactly where you were going.
the argument that you're just going to throw Acuff the ball and he's just going to be able to play. Zach LaVine still wants shots. DeMar DeRozan, if around,
DeMar
still wants
DeRozan's not
shots.
going to be on the
DeMar
team.
DeRozan's going to be gone.
He's gonna be on
I
the
think all
Clippers,
three.
probably.
I think all three of them are going to be gone. Honestly,
Until they are not.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, Sabonis is going to still be on that roster. And so therefore, these are established players who will need shots. What's to say that the Sacramento Kings? What's to say that the Sacramento Kings is an organization because they do dumb stuff all the time? What's to say they didn't look around and go, you know what? We added Acuff. We added it. We think we got the best player in the draft. You know what we finna do? We finna keep this together for another year. We finna just see where it
Oh, my
goes.
goodness.
We finna see. Does that sound like something they wouldn't do?
It sounds like something they have to do because nobody wants Zach LaVine's $80 million contract.
And so now you do that. You bring them back. Now let's go roster for roster. Now we going Clippers. We going Kings. Who do you have at the 2 spot better than Zach LaVine?
Better than Zach? Okay,
That's what I'm asking you.
can I pull up Zach LaVine's statistics with the Kings last year?
I wouldn't if I were you. They're not as bad as you think.
They're not as good as he's getting paid.
no one is. Yeah.
For a dollar.
In comparison to who's playing 2 guard for the Clippers, who's better, LaVine or
Mathurin?
That's, okay, there we go. Who you taking?
Between those two, I'm taking Mathurin.
You're not going to like my answer. I'm taking Mathurin.
So am I.
But my main reason is because it's been 3 years since LaVine has played over half a season.
Thank you.
And Mathurin just played in the NBA Finals and was a stud.
Regardless of your answers, I'm just asking the question to get your opinion. Okay. So if you take Ben Mathurin, I accept your answer because that's your answer. That's all you got. Okay. At small forward, who you taking? DeRozan or whomever?
Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. At center, who you taking? Sabonis or whoever they got?
Sabonis, their
Sabonis.
center?
Sabonis is their center.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Sabonis. Take Sabonis.
Okay. So now we done rolled this out. I'm already telling you I'm taking Acuff over Garland, and y'all already giving me Sabonis over whoever they got at center. So now it's 2-2 pretty much. Because y'all chose two players who y'all thought are better at those positions, and I'm telling you the 2 players who I think are better at those positions. So this idea that there's nothing on the Kings roster, because until they're not, they are.
Oh my gosh.
Until they're not, they are.
Wait, hold on a minute.
What?
I just don't. Do you know the Kings' record last year? Do you remember what the record was last year and the year before that?
What did they do with any of this?
I have the record from last season in front of me.
What is it, Josh?
22-60.
They were as bad as the Kings were in their franchise's history. They had the worst losing streak in their franchise's history last year with Westbrook on the floor, with LaVine on the floor sometimes because he's never healthy, and then with all these young guys, Reynaud and Cardwell, who I like, and Keegan Murray hasn't played in 2 years, and they gave him a $90 million contract, and he was awful from 3 last year.
You begged Keegan Murray to shoot the 3 ball last year.
Again.
Which is his only strength, by the way.
I'm just asking questions to get people's responses. I'm telling y'all right now, I like them better.
You like the Sacramento Kings roster better than the Los Angeles
Sacramento
Clippers.
Kings?
I want this on record.
You asking me a question.
We're coming back to this when they're 10 in a billion. Like
I'm asking you a question. You asking me a question.
Yes.
I'm telling you, y'all are talking as if Darius Acuff's just gonna have run of the mill with the ball. If the roster is constructed as we just went down the roster, that's not going to happen. These are established NBA players who will still want shots. This is an offense that still has to work around other players. And again, you're infusing a franchise player's energy into this. So he's going to lead the team from a standpoint of having the ball. They're going to follow his lead. So I've seen DeMar DeRozan do this already on the Chicago Bulls.
You should know that. And LaVine.
Is this where this comes from?
And so
they just tried to do
I think that is where this comes from.
Is that what this is? They remind you too much of home?
This is why I'm telling y'all. To discount those players as if because they had a bad season or because the season was shit for a reason. to get where they got with this draft pick. Look around the league. A lot of teams were shit last year to get to this point. The Wizards weren't playing Anthony. You think the Wizards' record would have been that bad because they were not playing Anthony Davis and Trae Young simultaneously, just making up shit so they don't play.
You sure Anthony Davis would be playing?
When? Last year?
You sure that he would? Like you say, hypothetically.
He wanted to play.
He was hurt. The reason why he didn't play. He hurt his hand as soon as he got to Washington.
Anthony Davis wanted to play. I'm telling you what he said. Anthony Davis wanted to play.
Okay.
The organization did not want him or Trae Young to play because they were trying to lose. So
Trae Young was hurt too when he got to Washington.
They were already on a losing season. Might as well keep it up.
Last year was last year. So if y'all want to keep talking about last year, y'all go ahead, be my guest.
I'm not.
Because last year Darius Garland didn't play either.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
He didn't obviously play a full season, but it's not like.
What
do you expect everyone to play 82 games now?
So I will say this in fairness to John. In fairness to John, one point he does have. I like to play impartial because both of us. I'm still on the side if I'm picking one of the rosters. I am picking the Clippers. I'm on record with that.
Thank you.
But to John's point. Obviously, this past season, they were awful. The season before, they were 40 and 42.
Mm-hmm.
And this season, this past season, Sabonis mixed 63 games. LaVine mixed 43 games. And Westbrook, I don't know why it just says appeared instead of missed. He appeared in 64, and Keegan Murray missed a bunch of time too. So DeRozan was consistent, but as far as their key players, that was it. So, am I suddenly thinking they're going to be a good team? No,
I don't know why.
Of course not. But they're better than what their record this past season showed.
Okay, they're not going to be 22 and 60 next year. But you know what they're going to be? 34 and 48 or whatever, which isn't much better.
What a winning season.
Mark that down, somebody. They're
going to be somewhere. Maybe just under 500.
Good, cool. What a great season!
Who are they going to be better than in the West?
All right. Well, let's look at the
Clippers going to be better than?
Huh? We just
was that in French?
What do you think?
It sounded like it.
All right. I can see the Kings being better than the Grizzlies. I can see the Kings being better than the Mavericks. I can see the Kings being better than the Pelicans.
No, they're not better than the Mavericks.
No. Mavs are Cooper Flag and
more than that.
Well, Cooper Flag carried them to 26 wins last year. So,
take that last year with, like you said. Okay, so they had 4 wins.
So they were
better than the Kings last year.
Yeah, but as am I saying,
without Kyrie?
So we'll put Kyrie, and let's say the Kings don't make any moves and they keep everyone there. I do think the Kings might be slightly better than the Mavs. I think. I mean, looking at some of these other teams, depending on what they do. Depending on what they do. Again, there's not many others. Jazz are definitely going to be better.
Jazz are going to be a top 8 team in the league in the West.
The Jazz are
I'm looking at the teams like lower end. Jazz are going to be better.
Okay.
Phoenix might take a step back.
They are going to take a step back. Yes.
Okay. So Sacramento might be better than Phoenix.
And he's going to say who are the Clippers better than.
But that puts Sacramento roughly around the 9 or 10. So they'd be in the play-in then. That's where that puts them.
Cool.
I think they're going to be outside the play-in. I think they're going to be a 12 seed.
Well, Golden State was in the play-in with 37 wins.
And they're a better team.
What, 30? They're a much better team with a much better star player. Look, here's my question, and this is, to everybody, but to John as well, going on about Darius Garland. If the best ability is availability, then what the hell do you see in Zach LaVine?
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Holy shit.
What does Zach LaVine health-wise have that Darius Garland doesn't have? And DeRozan's gone, by the way. Don't
he's not
count it
be
like
on the
DeRozan's still.
He'll be on the Clippers.
That's buyout conference. Oh, so watch how much you pipe up for him then. It's going to be amazing.
I never said one thing about DeMar DeRozan. He put up points last year. He put up points last year. He put up points last year.
I can't
wait. He did. Kawhi.
Did he not? He did.
My point being this. My point being this, and it's very simple. It's not that complicated. When you look at the way the NBA operates, clearly, guys are not playing for this point of getting these draft picks. This year, it was forecasted that this would be one of the greatest drafts in the history of the draft. So therefore, a lot of teams took the exact same approach as Washington took to it. So if you think that Zach LaVine missed games that he should have played in, that happened.
He had
all
surgery on his
NBA.
hand because he was hurt, and that's why he missed the season.
He's been hurt his whole career.
It's not like he was sitting out and on the sideline healthy. He was actually actively injured.
Zach LaVine got the surgery because the surgery was needed. He could have played with the hand injury.
He wasn't going to play. Zach LaVine got the surgery because he
now
was
you're moving
injured.
the goalpost. He was hurt.
Okay, let me
Darius
say this
Garland
again.
was playing games in a Clipper uniform last year, and Zach LaVine was hurt.
Let me repeat. Okay, y'all getting this mixed up. Let me repeat this. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I'm telling you that they're going to be better. That's what I'm telling you.
The Kings?
Because the
Bar's
players
pretty low.
Yes.
Okay.
Because the players on that roster have a track record of being better. Zach LaVine's the 26-point averager. DeMar DeRozan's somewhere in the mid-20s as well. These are high-level NBA players. Sabonis offensively not that much, but Sabonis can do what Sabonis does best, and that's play in the paint. So this idea that they're going to be way, as you like to say, way worse, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. And if you think they're going to be so far in the basement, then I would ask the same question to you about the Clippers. The Clippers, the team that they started the year with, is not the team that they ended the year with. They cleared out their roster.
Okay, and that's the roster they have now. And they played significantly better than when they had Bradley Beal's still on the team, when they had Chris Paul and Nico Batum playing big minutes. And listen, look at their record from when they had the young guys that they have now to the end of the season. There's a reason they went from 6-21 to 42-40. There's a big.
So you tell it. Okay, so are they better than OKC?
Oh no!
We know that. No,
we just did this exercise for the other team. Why can't we do it for this?
No,
we didn't start at the top. We started at the bottom. We started at the very bottom.
Okay. So that's enough.
Let's do that for the Kings at the top. Then
they better. Please do. I'm not again.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I can't believe
I'm asking questions.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just asking questions.
David, let's let him finish. Okay, let's let him finish.
All right, please go ahead.
Are they better than OKC? Just a yes or no.
No.
Okay. Are they better than San Antonio?
No.
Are they better than Denver?
No.
Are they better than LA?
The Lakers.
The Lakers. I'm sorry. The Lakers. Are they better than the Lakers?
Are
they better than Houston?
No.
Okay. Are they better than Golden State?
Yes.
Okay. So
even they agree. Thumbs up.
I don't. The computer does. I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
Okay.
And so you find yourself in this situation where you think that they are. So that's 7 teams. So let's say you're going to say that they're the 8, right? Top 8. You think they're top 8.
You know what? I'll even give you this. I'll think they'll be in the 9-10 game.
Okay. So if they're in the 9-10 game, that's where I think the Kings are going to be.
I don't. I think we just disagree there. I just think that their rosters, their bench is worse. I'm looking at their roster right now. I mean, it can't just be like you're counting on Zach LaVine playing 70 games, counting on
that.
Well, because that's how they're going to be better. That's if they play. You said if they play, they're going to be better, and I don't trust them to play.
So with Darius Acuff, if obviously surgeries, guys are out. So Zach LaVine minus you get the surgery to be better. Let's say Zach LaVine plays 60 games. Sure. Sabonis plays 60 games.
If he's there. There's real questions about this. Like, you're expecting these guys to be on the team the whole year. I don't even think DeRozan's going to be on the team. Sabonis probably won't be on the team. I'll give him to the trade deadline. But Malik Monk may not be on. Malik Monk was awful last year, by the way. They have Killian Hayes on the bench. Devin Carter, who's shaping up to be a bust. DeAndre Hunter, who's okay, but he'll probably be gone at the deadline. Dylan Cardwell, I love. Maxime Reynaud, I love. Alex Caravan, I don't know. Nick Clifford is okay, but he's not like, my God, this guy's amazing. And that's the bench that is probably going to play for the guys that leave. So Darius Acuff's going to be playing probably with that group of guys.
By the way, just another random odds thing, because we know I'm the degenerate gambler on this show. I'm looking up the DraftKings Rookie of the Year odds right now, because obviously they're out, and to the point, it's before anybody plays a game, so we have no idea who's going to be good and who's going to be a bust. Cam Boozer's the favorite.
Oh, yeah.
At plus 240.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then AJ Debonsa, Darren Peterson, Darius Acuff are all neck and neck for second.
Absolutely.
Because
they know that he's going to put ball in hoop. Hey, you that we just drafted 7th overall that we're going to hand the keys to be our everything guy, go put the ball inside the basket. We don't care how you do it.
But my point with that is, hey, 7th overall, you're in pretty much a 3-header race for second in Rookie of the Year voting before the season started.
I don't think Darius Acuff Jr. is a bad basketball player.
I'm not saying
he's going to be.
That.
He's going to be. He's going to be awesome. He is going to put up numbers.
Right.
But our main conversation here was, why would you take Wagler over Acuff? And I'm trying to explain to you, the Clippers are thinking that they are in a competitive window with a chance to leap into contention, whether they trade for someone, whether they just get better somehow. But if they're in a competitive window, why would they not take the more competitive player then?
Thank you.
He doesn't fit with the guy that they love. That's the one. That's why.
Then make him fit.
You can't just do that.
No.
Darius Acuff is a make him fit player. I understand the logic of taking Wagler.
I would argue that
I
would argue that we're talking about an organization that makes bad decisions.
And the Kings don't make bad decisions?
Yeah, John.
We're talking about two organizations that make very bad decisions.
Two organizations that make bad decisions.
We're talking. This is surrounding the pick.
Right,
at 7, you're taking Acuff because he's the best player available at 7. I thought he was the best available player at 5. My point is saying this, by arguing that they took him because they thought that he was the best fit for a roster that they think is ready to win right now with the players that they have. They think that they're competitive in the Western Conference. That's what the Clippers think about themselves in the front office. I 100% agree with you. That's not where we disagree.
Okay.
Where we disagree with is if they actually are. What you believe you are and what you actually are two totally different conversations. So I think when the season starts next year, they're going to feel like they've got a shot at it.
Sure.
But we just went down the list where we think Sacramento's somewhere down 11 or 12. We think the Clippers are somewhere down in 8, 9, but we're also having a conversation about Kawhi being traded as well. So when we talk about the decisions that are being made with both these franchises going forward, I said it yesterday, I said it today. I think the ownership for the Sacramento Kings is the worst in the league, and I don't even think it's close. This is not a debate. You will never have me fight with anybody about that. But the owner doesn't play. They get in the way of the people who do play. And so until people are off this roster, I'm looking at the roster for the roster. And when we talk about the pick being made, I told y'all, I don't like Lawrence Frank. I don't think Lawrence Frank is good at the job. I think Lawrence Frank's had the job for a long time and has come up empty multiple times. Even the Bradley Beal signing. What you doing? What you doing?
Oh, yeah, he's still there.
Yeah,
so
he's still on the roster.
I don't trust the person pulling the trigger on the deals. I like Ty Lue. I got nothing against Ty Lue. But when it comes to putting the team together, I don't like the person doing that. I don't like the person above him making decisions.
And do you trust the Kings' decision-making over the Clippers?
Currently?
Say yes.
No.
Say yes.
No.
Okay,
No,
then.
I don't like either. I don't like either.
The lesser of two evils, then.
But sometimes it falls in your lap. And this fell in the Kings' lap.
Yeah, it did.
It fell in the Clippers' lap, but they rejected it. It fell in Brooklyn's lap, but they took the guy with the bad back at 19 years old. So at this point, sometimes even a garbage can gets a steak. A broken clock's right twice a day.
I love that garbage can gets a steak analogy. I've never heard that one. I love that. I love that one.
And that's the situation with Darius Acuff Jr. and the Sacramento Kings. Now, will they fuck it up at the end of the day? Because as I said yesterday, you trade Tyrese Halliburton, he goes to the NBA Finals. You trade De'Aaron Fox, he goes to the NBA Finals. You fire Mike Brown, he wins the goddamn championship. You fire Mike Malone, he wins the goddamn championship. So clearly, they have a worse track record as of recent of their players going on and being greater in other places. James Harden leaves here, and he just James Harden's in a different place.
I cannot wait for Darius Acuff to be traded to Orlando, and then we finally get back to the finals.
No, I mean, I can't wait for Darius Acuff to play alongside Keaton Wagler on the Clippers championship team in a few years.
Man, I can't wait for that parade. That'll be so fun.
That would be
The
cool.
two of them
Then we both get our wish.
But will that be
everyone
before,
gets along in the end?
Wait, Grant, will that be before or after they hang Darius Garland's number in the rafters?
Oh, that's not happening.
It'll be a big toe. It'll be a picture of a toe.
And Zach LaVine will be a picture of a wheelchair. So
probably a knee. Probably a knee. He had a lot.
He had a torn ACL.
Ankle.
No, he had. I had it up for the last 3 years. He had foot surgery in 2023, and then hand surgery this past season.
Mm-hmm.
It's foot, knee, ankle.
2024-25, he played 74 games.
How'd he do? He was
What
awesome.
happened?
I was a big fan of Zach LaVine.
What did they do?
In that season, so that was split between Chicago and Sacramento that season. In Chicago, he averaged 24 points a game, and then when he went to Sacramento, it was 22.
So how did Sacramento do that year?
No, they were
2024?
terrible.
Sure.
They were terrible.
Let's find out.
They weren't awful, but they were.
They were not.
If Zach LaVine plays, he's going to score 20 points.
Yes.
They were.
Sure.
What were they? They were 40 and 42. They were 9th in the West.
Okay.
Yeah, if Joel Embiid plays a full season, he's MVP. If Ben Simmons had a good
back,
Ben Simmons had a jumper, then we never would have known.
If Markelle Fultz never forgot how to shoot.
If Kawhi Leonard was healthy in 2021, the Clippers would have won a championship. If Paul George is healthy in 23, it's like, I can keep saying if.
Justin Herbert just had this and that.
There it is. I was just going to say him and Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow
don't bring
Josh Allen just didn't play the Chiefs in the postseason, they would have won the whole thing.
Don't bring the Chargers into this.
Amarian Hampton's going to be a top 10 fantasy running back. I will say that.
Oh.
See, this is what I'm saying. Don't bring the Chargers into this. What's happening?
Wait, for a bad reason or for like a good reason, John?
No, that's a good reason.
That's a great reason.
Yeah, I'm saying. I want the Chargers to be good, man. They just can't get out of their own way.
We all want the Chargers to be good.
We talked about this too long. Let me get this out of my way.
Oh yeah,
okay?
wait. Before we go,
all right.
I have to hear this. I'm gonna just push the mic away.
Yeah, John. No,
because I want people to opine on this. Because if I'm out of line, I want some people to tell me I'm out of line. There are 3 white people here, so maybe y'all can help me understand what it is I'm missing about what's happening with the WNBA. Okay,
White?
Well, for this conversation, be white. For the next 3 minutes, be white for me.
Look at the screen.
Okay. So, I've been watching basketball since 1986, where I can remember something that happened and I can tell you. Okay, that was a long fucking time ago. Michael Jordan was fouled harder than just about anybody. Okay, LeBron James has been fouled hard. Shaquille O'Neal's been fouled hard. LeBron James, I remember Brandon Hayward pushing LeBron James midair with 2 hands in the chest out of bounds. I just watched Victor Wembanyama get mauled all game in an NBA playoff game with the world watching. What's happening to Caitlin Clark in the WNBA happens to great players. She is on the level of Michael Jordan. for women's players. She's on the level of LeBron James in terms of the impact that she is creating with the WNBA. It's awesome. It's great. But she's gonna get fouled. And the people like Boomer fucking Esiason and Stephen A. Smith, who talks like, you can't foul this woman. It's completely against everything we love about competition. It's against everything we love about sport. Boomer Esiason's dumb enough to say, well, she's going to start her own league. We couldn't tell you one fucking league she finna go play in. Start a league and do what? Start and do what? Do it where? Make a lot of money. In where? Fucking in the Saudis? And do what? Play against who? The faction that have been brought into, and this is why I need my white people to come in. The faction that she brought into the WNBA, which is a highly black and lesbian, queer, LGBTQ league. And without talking about this, you are ignoring part of the issue that they're trying to use. It's the population of gay women in the league is extremely high. The number of black women in the league is extremely high. They didn't do this with Breonna Stewart, who's a great player, who got fouled like a motherfucker. They didn't do this with Diana Taurasi or Sue Bird, all Elena Deladon, these awesome white female players who got the shit kicked out of them, just like Caitlin Clark's getting. Aja Wilson is straight. She get the shit kicked out of her too. So this idea that somehow it's special for Caitlin Clark is absurd, because the fans that she brought in, they want to start a culture war in a sport with sexuality, because that is visible. It exists. And so this idea that she's so precious, and anytime she gets fouled by a big 6'4" lesbian, they're trying to kill her. They're playing basketball. They're awesome players in the WNBA. And the controversy that outsiders like Boomer Esiason, who doesn't watch, he can't watch, because if he did, he'd know, because he's in New York, that they've been fouling this shit out of Breonna Stewart for a long time. And she just keeps hooping because there's no narrative around it. You can't make money off of talking about her being fouled. But because Caitlin Clark's from Iowa and she got the eyeballs came to her because a large black woman attacked her on the court and then taunted her on the court, they carried that shit into the WNBA. And it's unfortunate, because she's great and the league's growing and the action's been great. Just as Cameron Brink is great and beautiful and straight, but she gets knocked down. And what they say about her? Nothing. Because that's not her fan base. Her fan base in these far-right Boomer Esiason or these people looking to grift off the situation. That's what I got to say. White people, help me, please. Am I wrong?
I was going to say this. If we go back and look at all of these stars let's go to the men's side, right? The Detroit Pistons tossed Michael Jordan around like a rag doll until he had to go lift weights in order to get around that. Okay. We can go to Allen Iverson was thrown around a lot, but obviously, listen, Allen Iverson is Allen
Isaiah
Iverson.
Thomas got his forehead cracked open by Karl Malone.
Isaiah Thomas was thrown around everywhere across the floor. You can go Kobe, and listen, Kobe was beaten up. Raja Bell was kicking his ass, right? Bruce Bowen
punched him in the face.
Bruce Bowen was turning his ankle, getting underneath him, Zaza Pachuliing him. Stephen Curry, when he started getting hot in the league, and people did not like that he was revolutionizing the three ball, and that this young kid from Davidson, this skinny kid, is torching us. We don't like that, and we're going to throw him around and try to get physical with him and elbow him and try to hurt his knee and run into him. You can go down Jalen Brunson in this past finals.
Yes.
How many times did we see the Spurs try to get in his head and throw him across, elbow him? Look at what they were doing to Stephon Castle in the Thunder series, pulling his hair, trying to get to Wemby. When you are insanely good and a faction of people, I love that you use the word faction, and there is a faction of people that don't like that you're doing good and that you are making the league look as it is, and you're performing against these players that have been in the league for so long, they're going to try to find any way to put you down. And they are going to try to find a lot of different ways to get in your head and try to make you not play well. So I think this is just a product of Caitlin Clark being very good and some players just not really liking that she's good right now. And listen, over time, look at how people respected Isaiah Thomas and AI, and how they're gonna respect now that they respect Jalen Brunson, and how they respect Steph Curry now. Okay, so my thing here is, if you're really good, people aren't gonna like it. There's gonna be a faction of people that don't like it, and this notion that just because Caitlin Clark's white and that she's this straight white basketball player, that's why they're doing this. No, it's just because she's really good. And some people don't like that. So they're going to try to not make her good.
It's, to me, one, noticing how none of these people who feel the need to stick up for Caitlin Clark in these situations really watch the league is beyond apparent. But at the same time, what a revolution we've had for women's sports in the last few years, where we have, Athletes Unlimited and we've, all these different organizations, and softball's growing bigger, and the WNBA, and people are paying so much more attention and giving these athletes the respect and love they deserve because they play hard. They beat the shit out of each other, right? The bigger it gets, the more you have people that are trying to just tear it down. And you can see the people who are trying to find anything they can to discredit it, to tear it down, even from the lower the rim people, or I could take any of them one-on-one because I'm a man people. Everybody wants to discredit. And the things that they fight through and the things that they battle through of trying to put themselves on the map is incredible that they have the willpower to do so. And then you have people like Boomer Esiason who's like, go play in another league. You should start your own league. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is basketball. This is contact sports. This is what happens. You suffer from success sometimes. People don't want you to be good. We all hated the KD Warriors because they were way too fucking good. So
they didn't like Steph Curry, David.
No, they didn't like any of them. And I hate, genuinely, as a human being, to see how many people try to knock down women's sports when we are in a world where really you can do whatever the hell you want to do, and you can be whatever you want to be. You can have a dream and you can fucking achieve it. And you have people that are finding all these different faults and creating these culture wars in women's sports where it's like, guys, just appreciate what's going on. Go to a game, watch some good basketball, watch some people cross somebody up and box out and battle for a rebound and some physicality. Let's watch a good rivalry here. Like, I don't need this, this and this and this and this. I love sports. I've loved sports since I was a little kid, and I'm going to continue to love sports. And anybody that feels the need to create a narrative to get the eyes, and you're right, when this was happening to the other straight players in the league, no one's saying a thing because it's not getting the clicks, it's not getting the money. But now we can get the money. It's just bullshit, and it's just stupid. And it makes me sad to see that these opportunities that are coming in waves for people and for women in sports, everything's got to be criticized. Everything's got to be knocked down in some way. And it's just bullshit, guys. I just find it so ridiculous and stupid.
I'm going to make a wrestling comparison with this.
Good call.
John Cena. We all know John Cena.
Yeah.
We know who he is. So, in the world of wrestling, as John Cena started coming into the scene, it was a very edgy time in wrestling. They called it the Attitude Era. And this is when The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin were at their peaks. And they started fading away. They were going to Hollywood or going wherever else. And then John Cena came in. And here is this strong, pasty white guy from suburban Massachusetts who, he was just a vanilla guy. He was a good guy. He wasn't the edgy. He was a different style and brought something new, which then brought a new audience. That old audience hated John Cena. And it's not because he was being a bad guy, because he was the ultimate good guy in wrestling. They hated him because you're bringing different eyes on what we love. You're bringing different opinions on what we love. And we can't have that. We can't have these things get in the way. We don't want change. We don't want to evolve. We don't want to improve. We want it just as it is. So John Cena would be the top good guy coming out. Meanwhile, in some arenas, more than half the crowd would start chanting John Cena sucks, while he's being the hero, where the other guy is just being a flat out dick. His character is being a dick. But it's like, no, because we don't want this to happen. And it kept happening. And eventually the crowd's like, God damn it, we're stuck with this. Well, as John Cena's career started winding down, all those people that are like, God damn him, this is stupid. You're like, wow, he did so much for wrestling. He did so much on the mainstream. He brought so many more eyes, so many more products, so many more opportunities. We should have appreciated him. We screwed up. This is exactly what's happening with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has bringing in all these new eyes, all these new opportunities, all these new critics, all these new opinions, all these new challenges, all these new skills, all these new stats, all these new highlights, all these new attributes that the WNBA hasn't had yet. And there are too many people that are stuck up in their old ways. They're like, you can't do that. Caitlin Clark sucks. We're going to root on these other people. Teach her a lesson. And as her career gets later and later, those same assholes are going to then reflect and be like, wow, look at all the things she actually did for the game. Look at how much she helped evolve women's basketball. Look how much she evolved sports in general. We should not have done that. The problem is they're too narrow-minded and nearsighted to realize that now. And it's always too late after the fact. So in 10 to 15 years from now, when Caitlin Clark's getting ready to hang it up, these idiots, they're saying, oh, she shouldn't be in the WNBA. She should make her own league. She shouldn't do this. Whether A, she doesn't deserve this treatment, or B, we don't want her there because she's ruining other aspects of the game, because now we're all focused on that. They're going to realize, oh my God, how much has the WNBA grown because of her? Because of a Steph Curry type player. And it's just so annoying on how close-minded some people are, especially those people that played the professional sport, that witnessed firsthand, whether it was them, a teammate, an opponent, of a similar trajectory with somebody. Boomer Esiason played around the same areas as Lawrence Taylor. You know how many people hated Lawrence Taylor? He changed the goddamn game. So the fact that things like that happen and these people are too stubborn to realize, hey, back when I was a pro in my profession, there was this guy, there was that guy. I was that person. Wake up and embrace the fact that it is evolving for the good. Any type of evolve is for the good.
People are gonna bully who's good. They're gonna try.
Yeah, they're always gonna bully because they're jealous. They wish they had that type of attention in their heyday, and they didn't have it.
Josh, and those people were flying out to Washington, D.C. to watch John Cena get choked out by Gunther, walk off, his last match. Those were the people that were crying
in the crowd.
John's really leaving us. Oh my God, it's over. You were the people that hated him when he came into the league, when he came into the promotion. Everybody will come around, and if you are talented enough, as John Cena is, as Caitlin Clark is, as all these different people are that we've talked about, people will come around because scoreboard. You can't deny what I've done. You can hate me. You can beg me not to succeed. You can chant that I suck throughout the entire arena.
Throw you across the court, put your fist in my throat. You can do whatever
you want. You cannot deny what I have done. And when I hang them up and you look at me and you have tears in your eyes and you just took this red eye to Washington, D.C. to go sit in the rafters to go watch me get choked out, you're going to say, wow, just like Josh said, wow, what they did for the league, what they did for the sport is so unbelievable. And, we're just going to miss them so much. It's like, yeah, because what else can you say? You're not going to have people who are going to sit here today be like, yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, John Cena really did change the league that I like, so I hate him. Cool. Go argue with the wall. Go watch your paint dry or something. It's over. There's nothing you can do. I want to sit here and talk all day about how 2021, if Kawhi didn't take that little drive against Joe Ingles, we would have won the championship, but we didn't. All right, the Bucks did. And now we're all here for that. And I'm not going to sit here and deny that because that's what happened. I'm not going to sit here and deny that Caitlin Clark is going to end up being a Hall of Famer. She's going to change the game more and more. I'm not going to deny that John Cena is one of the greatest to ever lace him up. I'm not going to deny any of these things. Nor do I not think them, but I'm not going to agree with the people who deny them because we know what's going to happen. We know what has happened, and we know that it's better to just sit back and watch and enjoy. Just find the joy in these things. Find the joy in watching Caitlin Clark play. Find the joy in watching Asia Wilson play. Find the joy in watching Angel Reese play. Find the joy in watching sports. That's the point of it.
I'll finish my portion of it with this. I just hate that the grift has come to sports. That's all, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I hate that
it's
the
all
grift. I hate the grift has found its way to professional sports. In the NBA can take it because it's a well-established league. It's long-running. The problem is the grift is landed in a place where there was space for it to land and for it to stick. Because I don't think this is going anywhere, and that's the problem. Because she is the league. She is the face of the league. Whether she's the best player or not now is immaterial. She is the face of the league, and the grift has attached themselves to her for financial reasons. And you cannot get people to come off something when they're putting money in their pocket off of it. So I hope going forward, people can acknowledge that the grift exists and they're using the grift as she's the shield for the grift. But I just don't think we're smart enough as a country to pick up on that. And I think it's going to hurt the sport. And I think at the end of the day, I hope it doesn't hurt her career. And I don't think it is because she doesn't say anything, which is wild about this. She never says anything. She just keep hooping, which that's what I love about her.
It's the right thing to do. It's great.
Right. She just keeps falling out.
And so I don't expect for her to ever say anything about the grift because she makes money off the grift too. She's not stupid. She's a business and she's a business. So she ain't dumb. The Indiana Fever aren't dumb. They know it. They just better not ever say it because you don't want to lose money because of it. And so that's the thing that I hate about it is that the grift has come into something that I love, and that is sports. And when the grift comes into sports, people who don't watch the sport come in to defend the grift. And I think that's where we're getting with Caitlin Clark.
It's a great way to end, fellas. Listen, we went from conversations about LaMelo Ball and Anthony Edwards fit to us arguing about if the Kings or the Clippers. I think we are the only show in the past months to discuss if the Kings or the Clippers roster is better. And I think that's ever maybe.
Ever. It's like when you say a sentence that it's never been said before.
Right.
I can't wait for the season schedule to come out.
You guys are the best.
I can't wait for the Kings Clipper matchups.
You just made it box office. You guys take care. Everyone, look at, we got balloons for Darius Acuff going to Sacramento. Josh has confetti. We got fireworks going on. It's almost the 4th of July. You guys are the best. Follow all these gentlemen. We're going to have this up on YouTube tomorrow. You guys are the best. Take care.